Okay, so we're going to do a test for the carbonate ion. CO32- is the carbonate ion. To test for it, we're going to use some dilute nitric acid. And if the carbonate is present, the positive result that we observe is effervescence. We'll see bubbles. So I've got in this test tube here what I believe to be a carbonate solution, and to it I'm going to add some nitric acid and hopefully see some bubbles. Now this test can be tricky because the reaction happens quickly. It doesn't bubble for a long time, so we've got to keep our eye on it. I'm going to do it just on a black screen just to see if we can get a better view on whether there's any bubbles or not. Okay, so let's try it. There, now, do you see those bubbles there? It's definitely bubbles. That's not just them mixing, that's it reacting. There you go, definitely see some bubbles there. Right, now I'll add a bit more nitric acid to it. So there's effervescence there, therefore I can say, there you go, you see that bubbling away there now. Okay, it's making CO2, well it's making CO2, but the observation is right, will be effervescence or bubbling. Now I'm going to put that into some lime water. See, try to suck up some gas from the top, just bubble it through. CO2 is more dense, so it should stay in the test tube for a little while. Let's see if we can get any cloudiness. And you can see there's a slight cloudiness, not a huge amount of CO2. So it's not gone very cloudy, but there's a slight cloudiness there. Okay, the main test though is that we get the effervescence with nitric acid, showing us there's a gas being produced. So what's the reaction that's going on here? Well, in this case it was sodium carbonate which was reacting, okay, with the nitric acid, and it's making sodium nitrate, water and CO2. Now you've got aqueous ions of nitrate here and here, aqueous ions of sodium here and here. There's spectator ions, they're just the same ions dissolved. So if we take out the sodium and nitrate, we're left with the ionic equation. So carbonates and acids react like this. Okay, we have carbonate ions, CO32-, with the H+ from the acid, makes water and CO2. So the observation you see is bubbles or effervescence. You don't write, you can't write I see CO2. Your eyes can't tell it's CO2, but we know from the chemistry that it is. The observation will be effervescence.